Okay, so in this video, we're going to be talking about, do essential oils really work and how to tell if your essential oil is pure. I'm Stacey Paulson. I do a lot of YouTube videos, and I had this person respond. Her name is Harmony, and she sent this message, and she said, everything is about doTERRA oils. I signed up to learn more about essential oils, not be sold on a particular brand through multi-level marketing. I appreciate the hustle, but it's honestly a little overwhelming and a turnoff towards the brand. So I wanted to address this because we get a lot of questions about, do essential oils really work? If they do, how can you tell if your oil is pure? That is why I talk so much about doTERRA. So let's get into the weeds here. So I pulled up Google. People are searching, do essential oils work? And they'll find a lot of information, and hopefully it will lead to some accurate research that is done, right? Because the research does show that essential oils work. The problem is most of the essential oils on the market, and it's been estimated to be around 80 to 90%, are not pure. They're adulterated in some way, meaning they're either synthetic, they have been diluted, that they are contaminated with toxins, fillers. And so that's the problem. If you have a pure essential oil that is also potent, not just pure. So purity is not the only question here, but the potency of that oil. If you have that, then you can be assured that they work. The problem is it's really hard to tell if you have a pure essential oil. If you go to Google and how to tell if an essential oil is pure, and you start reading through some of the answers to this question, it's crazy. Like, this is crazy stuff. So for instance, Absolute Aromas said, ideally, to be able to tell if it's pure, the label should say it's 100% pure. Really? That just because the label says it's pure means it's pure? That's absolutely false. The essential oil industry is not regulated in that capacity where they can't label it 100% pure, because they actually can. If there's at least 10% of an essential oil, and it can be synthetic, meaning it's been made in a laboratory, that if at least 10% is in the bottle, they can label it as 100% pure. And if it's discovered that it's not pure and it's in some store, they have 90 days to get that off the shelves. Do you think that they pull it off the shelves? No. Okay, so that aside, let's see, what else did they say? It says essence oil, not essential oil. So if it says essence oil, okay, yeah, they're just claiming if it's essence, for sure it's synthetic. How do you test if an essential oil is pure? Let's just see what Google says, what hissus.com says. And so these are the top searches that people are going through. Another experiment that you can try is to test the greasiness of the essential oils by rubbing them between your fingers. Actually, that is not a way to tell if it's pure. Pure essential oils don't feel greasy. Let's see what else people might be looking at. The smell. Okay, so true authentic essential oils sometimes have a medicinal smell, raw, deep, earthy, and pungent. Do you think that your nose is trained in such a way that you can actually tell the chemical constituents within essential oil? No. So that's probably not a way that you're going to be able to tell if it's pure. Let's see, what kind of testing is done to ensure purity and quality of essential oils? Well, this is a great start. So there's a GCMS test, which is a standard test, but it's only one test. And this can start the process of being able to tell a little bit about the purity of an essential oil. So this test should absolutely be run, but there's actually 54 other tests that doTERRA runs before it's ever sold to a person to tell if it's synthetic, diluted, contaminated, has toxins, if it's synthetic, if it's been altered in some way, like maybe they've injected different things into it or taken out different things in it. That would just be one of the tests that for sure, whatever brand you're buying, you want to make sure that they have this. What is a pure essential oil? All that contains only aromatic compounds without additives or synthetics. So Healthline, you got that right. What makes an essential oil 100% pure? Okay, the oils are sourced from their own natural habitat, and they are not contaminated with polluted soil or pesticides, for sure. So they should be organic. So let's just go over to where you can actually determine if an essential oil is pure. Really, the only way that you can tell if it's pure is by having the test done on that. We don't have the capacity with our senses, with our feel, to run that. It'd be like, okay, here's an aspirin and here's an aspirin, and you're supposed to tell by, just examining it that this one is actually pure, that this one over here doesn't, maybe this one has something in it. No, we do tests. And so the place that is the absolute best at doing this testing is called Aromatic Plant Research Center. And it happens to be that my neighbor just a few doors down is one of the owners on this. And these are the world experts in testing essential oils, and that now they're testing cannabis and CBD oil. There's so much research that shows that they work But if they're not pure and potent, then they're not going to work. You're not going to get that experience. So I recommend you going here if you're wondering about the testing, how do you tell, what's the research? So this will tell you if you're into cannabis, proving purity, like they're saying the estimates are 80% of the commercially available essential oils are adulterated. You can read more about that. Research for essential oils, read about this if this is something that you want to geek out on. But they also have studies like antidepressant effects of essential oils. That's pretty cool. This is a third party. This is not owned by doterra or some other essential oil company. They will take these companies and they will test their oils. Here's what doterra does, and this is why I think this is amazing. So they have these third party tests that are done. Then they also have in-house tests, and they publish for every single bottle of essential oil. So this was my actual bottle of peppermint essential oil from doterra. And on the bottom, there is a number. And this was the number 232052A. And I just put that in here and it pulls up the ability for me to see the actual test that was done by APRC. And this is the actual test. And what it looks like, it will give you this thing. These are all the components within peppermint essential oil. And then it lists them out by percentages of how much of these different components are in there. So you'll see the largest component within this peppermint is menthol, and it should be menthol. So menthol is what helps, it's a vasodilator. It helps to open up your airways. It helps your blood vessels to absorb more oxygen. So this is great for discomforts. If you have that head tension, if you have digestive upset, if you want your brain to be more focused, that comes from the chemical constituents in here. And so if you're wanting a pure and potent essential oil, wherever you're buying them, they should have the tests available to you to show you, to prove to you that they are 100% pure, not adulterated, not synthetic, and what are the components within that essential oil. That's really the only way that you can tell it's pure. And that is why I advocate for doterra, because it's the only company that I know of that runs all 54 of those tests, that will give you access to that information. And people will often say, well, they're more expensive. Well, they're more expensive because it really takes work to source these pure oils. They pay the farmers, growers fairly. They're not synthetic, diluted down. Of course, if you're going to get a synthetic or a diluted essential oil. Did you know that Costco's peppermint, the last test that was run on Costco's peppermint found that only 10% of it was essential oil, and it could possibly have been synthetic essential oil. So you will get what you pay for. And then also, if you want more of the science, you can go to doterra.com. If you are a wellness advocate, if you have a doterra number, you can put this in here and submit this, and they will, every time there's new science that comes out, new research that comes out on essential oils, they will send that to you. But this will go through the different important things that you need to know about essential oil science, why this is so incredibly important. And that comes back to the answer to the question, do essential oils work? Yes, but only if they're pure and also potent. And the only way to tell if it's pure and potent is by having the science done on it, the tests, the research done on it by third parties that are trusted and that are experts in their field of testing. That is really the only way that you will know that consistently the product that you're buying, whether you choose doterra or some other brand, that is actually pure and potent consistently every time you buy that bottle. It is not going to vary depending on the season and when you buy it, right? That it's going to be consistent. So you will get consistent results. And the only way that you can tell that is by having those third-party tests done, and that they will give you access to that. So I just wanted to address that. So if Harmony has any questions or anyone else, please reach out to me. This is why I advocate for doterra, because I know the impact that it makes. When you are able to find pure and potent essential oils, it makes all the difference. It has literally changed our lives. I have 6 kids. We've only been to the doctor once for sick care in the past 13 years. And the reason why is because I'm using pure and potent essential oils and creating lifestyle shifts that allow our bodies to do what they were made to do. That these support our immune system, they support mental wellness, they support so many of the body functions that we do without having the harmful side effects and addictions that often come with other types of remedies. This might be a little long, but I just wanted people to understand why it's so important to know if the essential oils that you're using are pure. And often people who aren't using pure and potent essential oils will have a bad experience and wonder, or even think about, do essential oils actually work? Is this a gimmick? Is this some kind of fluky thing? And it's not. It's the quality of the oil. Thanks.